Hi y'all, this is Larry at Deep South Texas, and the weather has cooled down a little bit here, so today I'm going to take this opportunity to smoke some cheese. Now it's not really that cold here. It's going to be about 65 degrees Fahrenheit today, but quite honestly that's about as cold as it gets during the day here, so it's time to get going on this project. I've been waiting to do this for quite some time, and the chief curd nerd Gavin Weber has been promising to smoke some cheese for over a year now, and he hasn't done it yet. And I think he's going into his summer down there now, so I don't think we're going to see any from him for a while. Lisa at Cheese 52 smoked some cheese a while back, and I followed that video. And Cowboy Kent Rollins also smoked some cheese last year, and he had a good tip, and I'm gonna use his tip while I'm smoking my cheese. So all of us seem to have a different smoker, so I can't follow anybody's directions exactly. So we're gonna experiment on our own. So here are the cheeses that I'm going to smoke, and I've made all of these cheeses, most of them within the last year. I have a cheddar cheese that I made last February, a Farmhouse cheddar that I made last January, a Gouda that I made in March, and the Cotswold that I made in October of 2019. I'm only going to smoke half of this piece of Cotswold here. Cotswold doesn't really need any extra flavor, but I'm trying to clean out the cheese cave, so I thought I'd give it a try. And here are the cheeses ready for the smoker. Gouda, Farmhouse cheddar, Cotswold, and the real cheddar. And I tasted a little bit of each one as I was taking them out of the bag. And that real cheddar is just wonderful, wonderful, as well as the Cotswold. It's so flavorful. Well, let's go get the smoker ready. So I put about 2 dozen charcoal briquettes in my lighter here. We're going to put on a little charcoal lighter and light that up. For heat to smoke the cheese, though, I'm going to use these blocks of hickory. I hope to be able to get those started up. And I'll be putting those in the smoker and covering them with some applewood chips that I have resting in some water here. So it'll be primarily applewood smoke with a little residual hickory, I hope, just to make sure it gets that smoky flavor. We'll get that cheese on as soon as our coals are ready. So the trick with smoking cheese is to keep it as cool as possible. You got to keep it under 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or the cheese starts sweating out its fat and melting, and that's not good. So the trick I learned from Cowboy Kent Rollins was to place a container of ice underneath the cheese to help keep it cool while we're smoking. We'll also try to use just a minimum of heat and just smoke. And here is our cheese ready to go on. So let's put that in the smoker. And then we'll try to pick out some chunks of wood here that are going pretty good and put 2 or 3 of those into our smoker. And then we'll put some apple chips on top of those. And close that up. So we've started. We'll probably try to smoke these for about 2 hours. Well, the cheese has been smoking for about an hour. Let's take a look at it. It's got a bee that wants to get in there. So it's looking pretty good. Still have plenty of ice. I don't see anything melting. We'll let it keep going. Well, it's been about an hour and a half. Let's check the cheese again, and then I want to rotate them and probably flip them and check that ice again. So they look like they're coming along pretty nice. I'm going to add some more ice. It's a little bit hotter in here, so we'll try to cool it down a little bit. So I've got them flipped around and turned over, and I've reduced the heat of the fire a little bit, threw a little bit of water on it. Let's keep going for at least another half hour. Well, it's been 2 hours, and the last half hour has been a real struggle trying to keep the temperature down. So I think it's time to bring this cheese in the house. It looks pretty good. Well, the cheese has been smoked. This one's the Farmhouse Cheddar. This is the Gouda. This one's the Cotswold, and these two over here are the standard Cheddar. They look really good. I think they turned out great. Now we'll be vacuum packing these cheeses and storing them in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks for them to fully develop the smoke flavor in the cheese. Now, I'm probably going to try a little piece down here before I do that, but we'll finish up this video in a couple of weeks when the cheese is ready. And here they are, vacuum bagged. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, and we'll bring them out in a couple of weeks and give them a try. It'll be just in time for Christmas. It's been 2 weeks since we smoked our cheese, and the cheese has been in the normal refrigerator for that amount of time, letting those smoke flavors penetrate through the rest of the cheese. Oh, it's looking pretty good. I can't wait to try this, so let's give it a try. So for you, this has only been a few seconds, but for me it's been a couple of weeks. So these two pieces here are the Cheddar. This one here is Gouda, Cotswold, and Farmhouse Cheddar. So let's go ahead and cut into this piece of cheddar here. Looks pretty nice, looks pretty nice. Let's taste it. Now let's cut into the Farmhouse Cheddar. And cut off a thick slice of that as well. That looks pretty good. All right, let's slice into this Gouda. Kind of flaky. Okay. And finally, let's slice this Cotswold. That looks good as well. Well, let's give these a try. Let's try this Gouda first. This is a fairly common cheese to smoke, so I'm expecting it to be really good. The smoke flavor comes through really well. Be an excellent cheese. Now, altogether, I have more than 5 pounds of smoked cheese, so I'm pretty sure this is going to get us through the holidays just fine. Sort of an uncommon cheese to smoke, I think, is Cotswold. Let's try this one. It's got a lot of flavor all on its own, so I'm not sure that it needs the smoke. But I had it in the cheese fridge, and I thought, well, let's give it a try. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very flavorful. An explosion of flavor in your mouth. Okay, now the Farmhouse Cheddar. It seemed like it took the smoke pretty well, as did the Gouda. Very nice as well. I actually got some crackers out to try this with, but I don't think I need the crackers for this. And now what I expect to be the star of the show is the standard cheddar. Another fairly common cheese to smoke, I think. And it looks pretty good. Just very good. I think the standard cheddar is my favorite, but I think it was my favorite before I smoked them as well. So all of them came out wonderfully. Well worth the trouble to smoke it, and there'll be a big treat for the family this holiday season. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.